Hi, my name is Meg Edwards and I'm a GTD coach. And today I wanted to talk about the best practices of capturing. For a very, very long time, I used to censor big time what I would capture because I grew up with the idea that if you captured something, I didn't even have the vocabulary capture, but if you had something on your mind and you wrote it down, you therefore had to do it. So I used to, until I met David Allen, I used to always feel that I had to capture, clarify, and organize all at the same time. And now I have really trained myself to separate out capturing from clarifying and organizing, right? The clarifying and organizing step. And I wanted to read something to you because one of the things that I hear from a lot of people is, well, what do I capture? And they also kind of censor what they capture or they don't capture. So in the 2015 Getting Things Done book, in chapter 11, which is called The Power of the Capturing Habit, there's this little gem of a paragraph here that's titled The Radical Departure from Traditional Time Management. So I'd like to read it to you. This method is significantly different from traditional time management training. Most of those models leave you with the impression that if something you tell yourself to do isn't that important, it's not worth it to track, manage, or deal with. But in my experience, that's inaccurate, at least in terms of how a less than conscious part of us operates. It is how our conscious mind operates, however, so every agreement must be made conscious. That means it must be captured, clarified, and reviewed objectively and regularly in full conscious awareness so that you can put it where it belongs in your self-management arena. If that doesn't happen, it will actually take up a lot more of your internal energy than it deserves. In my experience, anything that is held only in your head will take up either more or less attention than it deserves. The reason to collect everything is not that everything is equally important, it's that it's not. Incompletions uncaptured take on a dull sameness in the sense of the pressure they create and the attention they tie up. This is so true. I always really try to have a capturing tool with me. A lot of times I have my phone and I use OmniFocus and I have my inbox a lot of times open to be able to capture. And this is a couple of things that I just captured last night and this morning. Outside outlet, Elizabeth dinner, D lunch or dinner, all 4 cats appointments, dentist, Maine braided rugs to clean, register snowblower. The last one is really funny because I got a new snowblower yesterday and the gentleman said, you really should register your snowblower. And of course, still, my mind goes off to, oh, are you kidding me? This is going to take me forever. I'm probably going to mess it up. I'm probably going to have to call them. This is not a use of my time, blah, 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 blah. My mind just goes right into that negative outcome. And I have to just train myself to say, Meg, you don't want to have that thought again. Just capture, register snowblower, and then go on with your day. And when you come back, that's when you want to be clarifying and organizing. Again, this is where, several times a day, I tried to then clarify and organize all the things that I captured and put that into my trusted system. I work out of my house, and so sometimes I don't always have my phone with me, so I still have pads around my house to capture. Sometimes I capture on index cards. I have them right next to me. I, again, really believe that quote that David has is your mind for having ideas, not holding them. But again, I just want to share with you that I have to practice this just as much as anybody else, just like the snowblower, because there was a part of me that was like, I don't want to capture that because I don't want to do it. Instead of just the best practices of separating out capturing from clarifying and organizing. So in the future videos, I'm going to actually jump to the chapter on organization in the Getting Things Done book, chapter 7, because I think sometimes people have a tendency not to want to capture because they don't have trusted places to put it. So those are going to be some upcoming videos that you might want to take a look at in case you find yourself in that situation. So, as always, I would love to hear from you about your experience with capturing, any reflections that you have. And as always, thank you for joining us on this series of the 25th anniversary of the Getting Things Done book. Take care and have a great day. For more GTD resources, please visit gettingthingsdone.com and David Allen's YouTube channel. For more information on GTD coaching, please email us at info@gtdfocus.com or visit our website at gtdfocus.com.